welcome to the show. Great to be with you. Thanks for stopping by today. Yes, great to be with you indeed. Laughing at myself. Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so last night we went to go get something to eat. You know what we did not order? Chicken. Make you spit coffee out your nose.
You're cured, eh?
Oh,
We cured you.
you know how hard that is to make a conscious decision as somebody who eats meat and then realizes
Scared you away from the chickens, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Somebody's got to tell you.
Yeah. You know, when you're driving with your significant other and they just give you that look.
I hope you're having a good day wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show. Whatever you may be doing. We were telling Gary about chickens. Dr. Cass Ingram was in studio the other day. Day before, was it yesterday or the day before?
Monday.
Monday. I lose track of time. And Dr. Bird was with him, and we got onto this thing about the chickens being inoculated with antibiotics and all these different hormones and this and that. And Gary said, I didn't know that. I said, no. I said, so now he's not going to eat chicken anymore.
Well, you know, I'm allergic to the psyllin and penicillin.
Yeah, well.
And so now
I'm allergic to the rose and rosemary, okay? Oh, my goodness. Go buy some free-range chicken. If you don't have to give it up. It wasn't intended to cause you to never eat chicken again.
Panic attack over chicken now.
Go buy free range. Go to Publix and
I got that Greenwise.
Yeah,
I see more markets popping up with that now.
Yeah. More traditional grocery stores are including natural products in the inventory. That's an interesting phenomenon. I like the idea. Could you do me a favor and send Nancy Reamer an email and saying it's okay? Here, let me forward this to you.
Okay.
That's what I was panicking about. We have a guest today. And
Reviva Labs.
Yeah, great products. Yeah. Tell the folks how to get in touch with us.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. Dr. Garko's personal email is drgarko at letstalknutrition.com. Follow us, like us, and share us on Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition, on Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Let's Talk Nutrition, where we have over 62,000 views, 1,100 videos. It's archived by date, and it's also closed captioned for the hearing impaired.
Please, I sent you the email. Please tell her not to worry, just a call.
Okay.
She's she's in another location, so she's a little concerned. You'll see the email. Just saying, no worries, just call in today.
Okay.
Well, there are a number of stories trending today that are really of importance. First of all, know this, that let me grab it. Remember, I reported on the lawsuit with the man who sued at the time was Monsanto. No longer Monsanto. It's not Bayer. Bayer bought Monsanto. Bayer is a German company. Bayer, you know Bayer aspirin?
Yes, sir.
All right. So Bayer owns them. Well, if you remember, it was a man who really suffered, and this is that case. I'll refer you back to that in a second. The most recent case, a jury found the weed killer Roundup as a quote substantial factor, unquote, in causing this man's cancer. A federal jury yesterday found, they said Monsanto. They used, so maybe that was who they sued. even though they changed the name. Monsanto's popular weed killer Roundup was, quote, a substantial factor, close quote, in causing a California man's cancer. This is not an insignificant lawsuit. Now, this is the second major lawsuit where the jury found for the plaintiff. And the company, Bayer, or Monsanto, however they're going by now, I don't know, is aggressively defending itself, but there are literally thousands of claims out there in a queue. Thousands. It was a 6-member jury delivered a unanimous verdict in the United States District Court in San Francisco. This is months after, if you recall, I reported on the groundskeeper who said Roundup caused his cancer, and he was awarded $80 million. It's a separate case in California. Tuesday's verdict concluded the first 2 phases in the federal case about the possible health risks of Roundup and whether Monsanto misled the man whose name is Edwin Hardiman. They didn't claim that they didn't tell him about the risks. Mr. Hardiman used Roundup as a product to control weeds and poison oak on his property, and he used it for 26 years. Oh. He discovered or was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma back in 2015. The second phase of the case, which begins today, will focus on whether Monsanto, which was acquired by Bayer AG last year sometime, should be held liable for partly causing Mr. Hardiman's cancer. The lawyer for Mr. Hardiman is Jennifer Moore. Ms. Moore said lawyers would seek to prove that Monsanto manipulated public opinion and science to play down Roundup's health risks. I don't know how they're going to sustain. There are thousands of claims out there. Now, I'm just reporting. I don't know how they're going to defend against this. Ms. Moore said, quote, we feel confident based on the evidence that a jury, when presented with all of the evidence, will see that Monsanto has committed 40 years of corporate malfeasance, close quote. Bayer responded in a statement yesterday and commented that it was disappointed in the jury's verdict, I should say, and that, quote, the evidence in phase 2 will show that Monsanto's conduct has been appropriate, and the company should not be liable for Mr. Hardiman's cancer, close quote. They went on to say, we have great sympathy for Mr. Hardiman and his family, but an extensive body of science, Monsanto said, supports the conclusion that Roundup was not the cause of his cancer. Bayer stands behind these products and will vigorously defend them. Well, okay, close quote. Good luck with that. So far, you're batting 1,000 in striking out and not getting hits. Ms. Moore, Jennifer Moore, said the verdict would most likely influence the thousands of other similar cases. About 11,200 people had sued Monsanto over Roundup as of this past February. This is according to the company Bayer. Are you kidding me? 11,200? How do you defend? I don't know what they're going to do. Come back, I'm going to tell you about China. And boy, you thought we had trouble with the obesity epidemic. Boy, Bayer is, they got their hands full. Over 11,000 people, that was 11,200, I think I said, waiting in a queue to sue them relative to that product Roundup. It used to be called Monsanto's product, but now they Bayer bottom, so they toggle back and forth. They legally changed the name, but they still in the reports call them Monsanto. So they got 11th, and another man here in California has been, a jury found that Monsanto was, responsible. They were a substantial factor, as the language in the verdict said, substantial factor in causing his death. I don't know how much they're going to award. That's today. I think that's the second phase or the third phase of the trial here. What a mess. What's the point? The point, I report on this and share this with you to underscore that the environment is contaminated with very deadly toxic chemicals that are being commercially sold and used for industrial purposes as well. And Roundup is one of hundreds, if not thousands, of products containing chemicals that are carcinogenic. And people wonder how and why at times they get sick, get diagnosed with lymphoma, leukemia, whatever cancer. They say, where did that come from? Go to the International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, IARC.org. Just peruse that website for a little while, or go to the Environmental Working Group and poke around there. And you'll start to get a sense and a feel for how toxic the planet really is. This is chemistry. These chemicals behave in deadly, dangerous ways when it comes to humans. So that's why I report on these. To make that point. It's not just a lawsuit, but understand that there's a human being here. The groundskeeper that I report, he's going to die. He was dying when they sued him. These people will most likely die. So they, whatever satisfaction they may get in the lawsuit, that's fine, well and good. There is no dollar value for a human life. None. You can't put a price on it. You and I both know that. So, and please don't think this happens to other people. No, man. You are that other person, and I am that other person.
Yeah, somebody close to me we're going Thursday to look at skin cancer.
Skin cancer. So I'm just saying, that's why I report on these. 877-897-8255, these stories about these lawsuits, to underscore that point. Well, it turns out that 1 in 5 Chinese children are now either overweight or obese. You can't make this up. Let's put some context to this. China has, for hundreds, if not thousands of years, held itself up as a paragon of natural living that was, that people just emulated and referred to and used as an example of how to live and how to eat and the food and this and that. Okay. No longer. They have become very successful, and this economic boom that they're having, they say, is one of the contributing factors. Then, if you read the story, I just finished a paper. I just wrote a paper. I just finished it talking about obesity. and obesity is on a linear increase globally. And childhood obesity is on the rise around the world. And I quoted and I referred to the World Health Organization, and they call it, quote, one of the most serious public health challenges of the 21st century, close quote. I think I even may have used that quote in my paper. It's just stunning what's happening. China's economy has boomed in recent years and is now the world's second largest economy. It doesn't come, though, without some consequences, apparently. The authors of the study said that they wanted to evaluate the effect of economic growth on malnutrition in all its forms. Obesity is a problem of malnutrition. People think of malnutrition as not having enough food. They're malnourished. They may be, it's overabundance, malnutrition. There's a number of ways to refer to it. The increasing incomes have allowed people in China, the households, to spend more on food. And urbanization has made it easier for families to have access to better health care and education. But, however, it's easier for Chinese children to eat junk food. And the children are, just like here now, less physically active. They are leading a sedentary lifestyle. When I come back, I'll tell you more about some of the they have some misperceptions. And in the article, they were talking about, are the grandparents to blame? How would the grandparents get implicated in the Chinese obesity epidemic? I'll tell you. The Lancet shows that the obesity epidemic, I've been following this now for years. I just finished the paper over the weekend on the obesity epidemic. This is not news to me, but China, 1 in 5 children is either overweight or obese. They have an obesity rate among young children about 17.5%. By the way, it's about 25% in the U.S., close to it. Numbers vary, somewhere between 23, 25%. So, but they in this article that I was reading, they said, are the grandparents to blame? And one of these experts, a Dr. Lee, L.I., he is a research fellow at the Institute of Applied Health Research at the University of Birmingham in the UK. He said that there is a lagging perception of what's healthy and has underpinned the increase in childhood obesity in China. And here's what he said, quote, people still think being fat is a good thing. It's particularly true for older generation. They often grew up in poverty when food was scarce, Dr. Lee said. And he studied the role of grandparents in childhood obesity in China. It's one of his areas of expertise. He said grandparents often live with the family, and given that parents often both work, they play a big role in deciding what children eat. Close quote. This study, by the way, was published in the Lancet Diabetes and Endocrinology journal, and the researchers used data from more than 1 million, huge sample, 1 million Chinese children between the ages of 7 and 18, and involving the years 1995 to 2014. So it was a large longitudinal study, large sample, amazing, 1 million. They found that the prevalence of stunting in Chinese children and adolescents was due to long-term insufficient nutrient intake and infections. All right. Well, now, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. On average, the number of Chinese children classed as overweight or obese increased from 5.3% in 1995 to 20.5% in 2014. That's remarkable. And it's about the food. It's not just a sedentary lifestyle. Most of the variance is accounted for by the junk food. Yes, sir. Nancy Reamer is my guest, and I had an opportunity to talk with Nancy at the Natural Products Expo West Natural Products Trade Show. And she gave me some samples, and there were 2 that were facial cleansing products, and I've been using them, and they are really amazing. So I'm going to ask her about that, and I know she must have other things on her mind. She's in a different venue today, if I recall. Nancy, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. You're visiting family, right?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm well. Yes, I'm in New York this time.
What's the temperature?
About 20 degrees.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my goodness.
A little different from my usual venue of Southern California.
Oh, yeah, well.
Happy spring. It is spring
Today's the first day of spring, and
yes.
I wanted to ask you, I know that in the world of cosmetics and natural cosmetic products, that the concept of change of season is a big deal. And I went to the Reviva. I'm there right now, as a matter of fact, RevivaLabs.com, and they talk about spring skincare trends. I know you probably have something else on your mind, but I want to ask you about that in a moment. But I do want to tell you, you gave me some samples in that one product you put in a little jar. You didn't give me the big jar. You just put some. I don't know the name of that product, but that's pretty amazing. You said that's a new product, if I recall.
Yes, yes. It's. I don't know how much I can talk about it yet, but it is something that everybody can look forward to.
It's amazing.
It's a cleansing scrub that we've been working hard on, and to just make it right. And it can be used for face and body. But it's got this wonderful whipped formula to it.
Yeah, it is remarkable. And so that's not even out yet.
No.
Okay,
no,
well, we'll wait.
And we're tinkering with it just a little bit more, but we wanted to preview it at Expo West, as you said, and I wanted to at least give you, a big fan of our products, a little bit to try as well.
Well, I used it this morning. Then you gave me a product, a cleansing product to do, for the face. I don't know if it was the cleansing milk. If that was, it was in a, I think that might have been it.
Is it in a blue?
Yeah, it's white and blue. Yes.
Yep. That's our cleansing milk. Yes. Mm-hmm.
That is, I use that as well. That's amazing. Your skin feels soft after you use these products. Even.
Yes, and I think that is a result that we should all be looking for from our cleanser. It should feel soft and supple, not tight.
That
cleansing.
Okay.
And our cleansing milk does that.
When that title, cleansing milk, I know that the product itself is a white, creamy color, looks like milk. Why did they call it that?
Well, it's formulated for anybody who has normal to drier skin, and generally speaking, when you have drier skin or sensitive skin, it's better to use a lotion or something that has a little more cushion, as we say, in it, so it does leave the skin feeling soft and supple and a little bit moisturized afterwards. So it's a more soothing way of washing your skin versus a gel base, which is generally better for normal to oilier skins, where it just washes off and washes on and you feel really super clean and you don't care about feeling soft and supple. Dry skins want to feel soft and supple and a little moisturized after cleansing.
Yeah, it says, by the way, I'm here at the on the page at Reviva for Spring Care Trends, and I see that the product is that cleansing milk is on sale.
Uh-huh, yep.
And it says dryness and dehydration. That's what it's addressing.
Yes, exactly. Any of the products that are in blue boxes or blue packaging are generally used and by drier skins, normal to drier skins, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I started using, let me tell you also what I did with that cleansing milk. I left it on, and then I grabbed my razor, and I shaved, and the razor just glided over my skin. I said, no, it's not going to work. It did. I was able to shave with that product.
Yeah, and shaving can be irritating to the skin at times. So using something that's a milkier quality to it will definitely give us a soothing shave.
Yeah, it's all good. Reviva Labs, we'll be back. Nancy Reamer.
Feel tired, lethargic?
back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Nancy Reamer from Aviva Labs is my guest today. Nancy, does the season, I know you have something on your mind you want to talk about, but I got to ask you, today's the first day of spring, and I'm here at your website at revivalabs.com, and they have a page where they're talking about, spring skincare. So do the seasons really make that much of a difference?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm really glad we're talking about this, not only to honor the first day of spring, but to just inform people that as seasons change, either getting warmer to cooler or cooler to warmer, your skin will have to adjust. Remember, the skin is your biggest organ of your body, and it protects your body. That's its main function. So it's going to react to the changes in the air, and you have to react with proper skincare.
So with spring, what happens? Need more moisturizing, less? I mean, what are the issues here?
It generally depends on your skin type, but you usually as temperatures get warmer, you might need a little bit less moisture because there isn't the dryness in the air that's caused by maybe heating inside if you're spending more time inside the house because it is so cold outside, or even cold weather tends not to have much humidity in the air, so there's a general dryness that happens in colder climates. But as it warms up, your skin will react to that, and there's more moisture in the air, and therefore you don't lose as much moisture in your skin. And we haven't even talked about the allergies yet, but that can affect your skin as well. The pollen in the air, and if you're sensitive to that, it will affect your skin as well.
How many people do you think really change their makeup routine based on the seasons? How many do you think people really do that?
Oh, yes, I do. And they may not realize that it's the climate. They'll say, this isn't working for me anymore. What's happening? And, if they're do their research, they'll realize that it is a function of the temperature change and the climate change. So I think some know it and change it, and some don't know it and change their skincare routines. But yes, it should be done. It should be done.
Okay. 877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. What did you have on your mind that you really wanted to put a little bit of a spotlight on?
Well, it's sort of tangential to what we're talking about, but I think serums. I think there's some confusion about serums or a mystery around serums that people don't realize how beneficial they can really be to their skin, and particularly as the seasons are changing. Adding in a serum here or there can really make a difference in your skin. So you may not have to change your entire skincare regime. That's not maybe necessary, but maybe just adding in something that's special to your skin and what it's experiencing right now.
You used the term serum. How is that used in the cosmetic industry? What does that mean?
Well, serums are generally lightweight in texture, and they're a little bit more intensive. And their lightweight gel formula allows them to penetrate a little more deeply into the skin, and they are typically carry ingredients that are targeted to a certain function in the skin. So by that I mean maybe vitamin C or something like hyaluronic acid, which helps bind moisture to the skin. So you can really pinpoint what you're trying to achieve with your skin by adding in a serum to use before a moisturizer.
Okay, so I've been using the hyaluronic acid serum, the collagen acid serum, and you gave me the Advanced Peptide Plus. But that's not a serum, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is a serum?
Yes, and I'm glad you brought that up because I did say the serums are generally lightweight.
This one's a little heavier.
Yes, exactly. The Advanced Peptide Plus would be categorized as a serum, but it's a little bit more cushiony, as I like to say. It's a little bit creamier base to it, but it still is targeting with very specific ingredients a specific concern, which is collagen in the skin with peptides. So the defining factor in serums is that they absorb very quickly and dry down quickly, so you can put a moisturizer right on top of them.
And you also gave me a bottle of the vitamin C. Is that a serum as well?
Yes, that's a great serum. The Dual Source Vitamin C Serum helps to encourage skin to restore itself and and does its best with vitamin C to correct environmental damage, and by that I usually mean darkness, dark spots, overall dullness.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get into these. Do you all have the serums organized by some sort of some concept or category, or you just have them just in a class called serums, the products?
That's a good question. No, our skincare is basically divided by function, or we call collections, or categories. So it would be anti-aging, brightening, firming, hydrating, and within each of those categories or collections of products that are all targeting that specific concern, you will find a few, 1, 2, 3 different kinds of serums in anti-aging, firming, brightening.
Yeah, I see you have anti-aging, the categories: anti-aging, brightening, defense, firming, hydrating, restoring, revitalizing, and specialty. Those are the categories. And within each of those, you have serums.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
A little something for everybody. Yes.
What's that, Gary?
You're talking about the stuff that goes underneath the eyes, right?
No, not necessarily. They do have a firming eye for dark circles. They have a serum for that. But the serum, we're talking about on the face as well, full face. So maybe what we can do today then is take each of those categories and look at the serums within the anti-aging category, the brightening category, and so on. Would that work for you?
Sure.
Okay, that's what we'll do. So we're going to focus on serums. And what you taught me was that when using cosmetic products like this, that you start with the lighter in weight and then move up to the heavier. Is that the concept?
You've got it. Yes. Lightest to heaviest, or thinnest to thickest.
Thinnest to thickest. There you go. Maybe that's another way. And I noticed the serums are, very, very light and silky. When you put, they have that. They feel light in weight, thin. They're thin. Although the peptide serum and that vitamin C serum are a little more dense, it seems to me, a little thicker, if you will. So that's what we're going to do today, and then we'll talk about what benefit you glean from these serums. Reviva Labs, leading the way in natural care cosmetic products for the care of your skin. Today is the first day of spring. We'll go back to that, and I'll talk with Nancy about what might you want to change during the springtime and be aware of. Today is first day of spring, believe it or not, although it's 20 degrees where she is. We'll be back. welcome to the show. Thanks for stopping by today. Glad you could. We're, as I tell you, and we mean it, just very glad to be here with you, for sure. And wanted to introduce into this show the theme of taking care of your skin. You know, for lack of a better way, to talk about not just the cosmetic concerns of skin care, but generally, you know, health concerns. And the theme of cosmetics is a big theme. Now, some health shows may not go there. I will, because for a number of reasons. In terms of as an organ system, your skin is the largest, it's an external organ. It's the largest organ in the body. The liver is the largest internal organ. And it is your skin is the most direct contact with the environment, obviously. It's it's a connection to the world in an interesting kind of way. And it in terms of health and wellness and well-being, it's very much implicated in all of that. We can get into that. But taking care of your skin, all over your body, not just your face, but all over your body, is very important. There's a rise, with skin cancer, melanoma. There are all sorts of avenues to explore here. And usually when this kind of theme comes up, it's usually put under like what we call in the business a health and beauty theme, health and beauty. And maybe people are dismissive of, the concept of beauty being really all that important to health. Well, I would disagree with that. Because how you look implicates and affects, has a very big impact on how you feel. And how you feel on the inside, on how you feel generally, is usually can be reflected externally. And what's going on the inside of your body is manifested outwardly on the skin, oftentimes. Old school physicians, and even some of the more contemporary ones, will, when they do an examination, look at the skin. The external examination of the body. And you can learn a lot by looking at a person's skin. So I'm a fan, and I was always looking to want to have it more, a more pronounced theme on the show, and that's why we were looking for a cosmetic and natural, a nutraceutical company that made quality products. And years ago, Reviva Labs was a sponsor when I first started. And Nancy can tell you the history about the man who had the company, and he was on the show. He was one of the country's first licensed estheticians. Well, she'll tell you about him. He was the nicest man. He's since passed. And then, sponsors come and sponsors go. And I kept talking to everybody about it. We need to have a nutraceutical company on here that deals with cosmetics. And Reviva Labs is back, and I'm happy about it. As I sit here, I'm telling you, I use these products every single day. I used them this morning. Every morning I apply the products that I think are doing my skin some good. And I have, and I do my research, and I talk to Nancy, and I figure out, what am I trying to accomplish? So that's why this theme is on the show. It's not a throwaway theme. For me, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Health and beauty, they're very important in talking about them. They go together. Yeah, how you look, it affects how you feel. It does. I remember Vidal Sassoon. He was a hair cutter. He was a hairdresser. He's called back in the day a hairdresser. But I don't know if you remember their marketing, and their theme was, if you don't look good, we don't look good. It was all about looking good. And by the way, you should watch the documentary on him. He was a remarkable man. You talk about achievement, and from where he came, his beginnings, he just watch. If you can get your hands on that documentary, it's worth watching. I've watched it several times, and it's inspiring. He was amazing. He was amazing. If you don't look good, we don't look good. So looking good is important. It's not trite. Has nothing to do with vanity. You have a right to look and feel good. It's a multi-billion dollar business for a reason. Nancy, the aforementioned Nancy Reamer. Welcome to the show, Nancy.
Thank you.
So you heard my little setup for you. What was the name of the man who started the company?
Stephen Strassler, 45 years ago. And as you mentioned, he was one of the first estheticians in the United States.
Licensed estheticians.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever meet him? No.
No, I'm sorry, I never did. But his wife now owns and operates our company, so there's still family in our company.
When he was on the show, he was elegant. You know, he was a nice man. Was he just doing impression management, or was that really who he was?
No, by all accounts, I also understand that he was a really lovely man, deeply passionate about skincare and creating products that could really help everybody. So, no, I think he was exactly as you saw him.
Yeah, I'll never forget. I mean, those things mean something. I remember his approach, and no pressure. He just was concerned about educating the consumer about these products and what they meant and why they contributed to physical health as well as psycho-emotional health as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you can still see his influence today in how we formulate our products. They are still very targeted. They're ingredient-driven with ingredients that are clinically proven to help the skin. And it's something we don't just come out with something because we think it's going to sell well. We come out with something because we think it's going to really help the skin. And I really appreciate that setup, because the skin, as the largest organ of the body, does need help and protection. It's like the heart. You would do something for your heart every day. Why not do something for your skin every day?
And most people focus just on the face, but you have to take care of the skin all over your body. But Reviva Labs focuses primarily on the face. Yes.
Yes, and I think because the skin on the face takes the major assault. Mostly you have clothes on, so not all this body skin.
At the moment, I'm on TV. Yes, I'm.
Yes, I hope you're wearing clothes.
Yes, otherwise I wouldn't be fit for public consumption. So. Yeah. Right. 877-897-8255. 877-897-TALK. Nancy Reamer, educator for Reviva Labs. I don't know. I'm pretty familiar with. When I'm in these big department stores, when I'm in Manhattan or even here in Tampa, Florida, and I go into these department stores, high end and middle end and low end, whatever, I always go to the cosmetic counters, and I always talk to the ladies that work. Usually, there are men there work now too, but I talk to those folks. I've always have, and they have. First of all, they're interesting. They're different than everybody else in the store, and second of all, I'm interested in skincare products, and they know a lot. So I've learned a lot from them, and I've learned a lot from you, and I appreciate it. So we'll come back. We're talking about serums today. The application of serums, literally and metaphorically, on the skin. We'll be right back. Nutrition. Serums. Those of you who use cosmetics know all about serums, or at least you use them. And they have a particular place in the care of the skin. And we're going to focus on that theme today with Nancy Reamer from Reviva Labs. So you have the serums integrated into different categories of your products. And I'm at the Reviva Labs website. And so you have one category called anti-aging. As you know, Nancy, please forgive me. I'm not telling you what you. I'm reframing this in the wrong way. Let me start over. Rewind. Reviva Labs organizes its products into categories, and one of the top category alphabetically is anti-aging. And in each of the categories, whether it's anti-aging, defense, whatever it might be, are serums. So let's start with anti-aging. What serums do you have in the anti-aging category?
We have quite a few in the anti-aging category. We have the Dual Source Vitamin C Serum, Swiss Apple Stem Cell Serum, Peptide Facial Skin Serum. So
Okay.
there's about 3.
Okay, so I'm looking at them. I'm here on that page. Let me, it would help if I put my glasses on. I'm using currently the Peptide Facial Skin Prep.
Mm-hmm.
It's a serum, but it is a little thicker. It's not as feathery or as light as some of the other serums. What is the purpose of that product? When is it applied? Relative to when applying serums, can you use more than one serum on top of another? But we'll get to those questions. What is this Peptide Facial Skin Prep?
Well, it's everything in the title. It's got peptides, which help to strengthen the skin. It works on the collagen and stimulating collagen growth, but it's prep, and it means that it preps the cells or energizes the cells with a unique combination of seaweed and sea algae, which are minerals and which carry minerals and trace minerals to your skin. And as I mentioned, that stimulates the cell energy.
So the word prep, would that imply putting it on first?
Yes. Yes. After you cleanse, put 2 to 3 drops of the peptide facial skin prep, and then follow with a moisturizer.
Okay, so you wouldn't. All right, leads me to my next question. In that same anti-aging category, you have another serum. It's called Dual Source Vitamin C Serum.
Mm-hmm.
Could I use that on top of the skin, the Peptide Facial Skin Prep? Would I, or you recommend that, or no?
No, you're good. You're good. Yes, you can, and that would be the exact way to do it. Prep your skin first, then use the Dual Source Vitamin C Serum, because vitamin C, we use 2 different vitamin C extracts, which are gentle, but what vitamin C does is help brighten the skin and helps to reduce the appearance of dark spots or just dullness in the skin. So by using prep first, you're prepping it to better receive the vitamin C on top of it. The only thing you need to do is make sure that the prep dries down first, then apply the Dual Source C.
What makes skin look dull?
It's a culmination of a lot of things, but most generally speaking, it's exposure to sun. Over time, too much sun inhibits the skin cells from turning over properly, and when they don't turn over properly, they cannot replace the dead skin cells with fresh new ones, which leads to a dullness in the skin.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't smoking, too much alcohol, a diet with a lot of processed foods, and the skin being dehydrated, would those contribute? Would those be dull factors that would make the skin dull?
Oh, absolutely. As you mentioned before, you can see everything that's going on in somebody's body by looking at their skin, and all those factors that you just mentioned. I call it poor lifestyle habits, and maybe that's a judgment on my part. But smoking, too much alcohol, not eating healthy foods, all contribute to the degradation of the skin, leading, as you mentioned, to a dullness of the skin, in addition to sun.
Okay, which leads me then, you have this, and this is a little off topic, but you have products. What else? Another factor that makes the skin look dull. You could not smoke, and you could not use a lot of alcohol, and you may have a good diet, but your skin still looks dull. Is it a buildup of dead skin cells? Can that also make the skin look dull, and then you would exfoliate?
Yes, exactly. And that's what vitamin C basically speeds up that process of exfoliation on the skin, but you can also use what we call a physical exfoliator, something, a product that has little granular bits in it to help physically take off those dead sun cells, yes.
That product you gave me that's not even out yet, you gave it to me and you took some out of the big jar and put it in the sample jar.
The secret stuff, yeah.
It feels like it feels like little granules, and it feels like it's exfoliating the skin.
Yes, it is, and that's what makes your skin so glowy after using that.
Yeah.
And that should be available to your listeners in about early spring.
Okay, we'll let you know when that product out. All I can tell you is it really is fabulous. We're talking with Nancy Reamer today from Reviva Labs, the use of serums, and she was commenting earlier that these serums, they're quite accessible to the skin. They get absorbed quickly, don't they?
Yes, and that's on purpose because they are not a moisturizer. They are, as I mentioned, a targeted skincare treatment for your skin, and then should always be followed with either, as we mentioned, another serum or most likely a
moisturizer. We'll be right back. use of facial serums with Nancy Reamer, educator for Reviva Labs. And in talking with her and doing some of my own research on serums, they are lightweight, thinner, not real thick compared to like some moisturizers, for example. And they tend to penetrate deeper into the skin. And from what I gleaned from talking with Nancy and in my little bit of research on the topic, tend to deliver active ingredients quicker into the skin. And I was reading also, Nancy, welcome back. Some skin experts talk about these serums as having sort of this moisturizing effect, or that make the skin more, how can I say it? Not susceptible, but acceptable to moisturizers. Is that true or not?
Oh, sure. I would say that helps make the skin more prepared to receive the moisturizers.
Thanks.
Yeah, especially something like our hyaluronic acid serum, which I know you're a big fan of.
Big fan.
That helps to bind moisture to the skin.
I notice with these serums that sometimes they have, how do I want to put this? I'm looking for the language here. Not make the skin tighter, but seems like a little firmer, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Is that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there can be a sensation of firmingness, and sometimes that's just a promise of what it will eventually do for your skin.
I see.
Like our DMAE concentrate has that feeling to it, which is a tightening and firming serum.
Okay. All right. So I'm not too far off. All right. So so we're talking about these serums and the different categories of products from Reviva Labs. We were talking about these anti-aging serums. You also have a category of product called brightening, and you have serums in that line as well. Could you talk about some of those?
Yes, we have an under-eye dark circle serum and a dark spot brightening serum.
Yeah, brown spot night gel and dark spot brightening serum. Those are two products you're referring to?
Yes, the gel has a little bit more of a moisturizing benefit to it, but it does have a similar feeling to a serum, yes.
Dark circles, man, they can be so annoying. And what's that?
That's a good word for them. They can be annoying.
They can be so annoying and change the appearance of your face. I mean, that one issue can make a person look very unhealthy. Dark circles, and sometimes it can be a function of illness and, of course, aging. The skin gets thinner, right?
Correct.
So the dark spot eye for the eyes, removing the dark spots or the circles. Talk about that product, the under eye dark circle serum.
That would be applied. I would apply that day and night, just a couple of drops. It's a unique blend of peptides, which help to strengthen the skin, and as you said, the skin does thin out a little as we get older, and particularly around the eye area. But this also helps with puffiness and bagginess. It has unique ingredients that help stimulate the removal of those dark spots, dark circles, which is typically caused by excessive, when the capillaries burst around your eye, when they become irritated, they leave little bits of the dark circles are generally caused by blood, and this helps to stimulate it and move it away.
By the way, I'm at revivalabs.com, and I'm in this category here, and I can see that you have a big sale going on. I don't know if you know it or not.
Yes, yes, I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, but all these products are on sale. I mean, these are nice discounts here.
It's really on sale.
Yeah, the facial, the under eye dark circle serum is on sale quite a bit. I mean, all these products. then they have in this on this page, they have a package. It's called the Brightening Skincare Treatment Regimen Bundle. There's like 4 products in there: the brown spot brightening night cream, the dark circle product, the brightening facial cleanser, and the dark spot product. All put into a bundle. It's on sale for a nice price. So you go visit their
Really great price. Yes. Mm-hmm.
These are all sold
try
in
each of them.
These are sold in fine health stores throughout North America. Can people purchase these products online at this website or not?
Absolutely. Yep. And we offer some discounts for free shipping too.
Yeah, I see that. It says here free shipping on orders. Yeah. All right. This is good. 877-897-8255. All right. What's another category in which you have serums?
If we move to the firming category, we have DMAE concentrate, which is a serum. It's more of a milky serum, and the firming eye serum.
Okay. So how does a person make a decision into what, just talking about serums, what to do? I mean, all these products sound great. I'd say I use them all. I would like to use them all, but, the firming eye serum, I guess that speaks for itself, right?
Well, there's a couple of ways to approach this. Number one, I would look at the serum or try the serum that addresses what I am most concerned about. So if I am most concerned about dullness and dark spots, then I would stick with the serums in the brightening collection. If firming is really troubling me and I just don't feel like my skin is bouncing back the way it should, I would go to the firming category. Now, that's one way to approach it. The second way is maybe divide the use of your serums between day and night. So I could use my brightening serum during the day and use my DMA firming concentrate at night.
Dimethylaminoethanol is what DNA means. People take that in the form of a supplement. What's this product what's this DMAE concentrate intended to do? When you come back, I'll give you a chance to answer that, and we'll have the LTN health question of the day. And if you get the right answer, as we always have done for nearly 14 years now, I'll award you a $25 supplement gift card. So you getting anything from this, Gary?
I am, and I'm getting questions over the internet too.
Like what kind of questions do they ask?
Well, you answered one about the dark circles around the eyes. That was the first one, and the next one was funny because the brightness of the skin. And since we're in Florida, we'll probably have a lot of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people make judgments about a person's health by looking at the skin on their face, and you say, "Gee, you're glowing, or you look healthy, or are you sick?" We'll be back.
Want to get at the core issue?
let's batter up. Let's talk about the health question of the day. There's a new survey out. I didn't get to it today. The fattest cities in America. Well, Gary was pretty good. I asked him, I said, what city do you think was number one fattest city? And he said Mobile, Alabama. And I said, good guess. It's number 5. That was a good guess. What would you say, Stephen? I wonder what Stephen thinks.
Whatever city Gary's living in.
Oh, my God.
But no, I probably would have gone with what Gary said.
That was he's devilish, isn't he?
The motivator.
He doesn't say much, but boy, that it's like cuts you, yeah. All right, Stephen. So here are the choices. Which of the following do you think is the leading city in terms? What a dubious distinction. Being the fattest city. You think it's A, San Francisco, B, Seattle, C, McAllen, Texas, or D, Shreveport, Louisiana? San Francisco, Seattle, McAllen, Texas, or Shreveport? Which one of those is now dubbed the fattest city in America?
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK.
Tulsa, Oklahoma came in at number 6. Knoxville, Tennessee at 7. Baton Rouge at 9. Augusta, Georgia, number 10. Little Rock, Arkansas, number 13. Columbia, notice all the southern states. Columbia, South Carolina, number 14. Wow. Lafayette. I've been to Lafayette, Louisiana. That's number 11. Okay, which one of those? San Francisco, Seattle, McAllen, or Shreveport? 877-897-8255. Nancy Reamer has been the guest today, and she's still here. Nancy, welcome back. So if somebody wanted to get a serum, you have a lot of different serum products, and for general all around purpose, what serum would couple of serums that would make your list?
Probably in the hydrating category, the hyaluronic acid serum or the high potency collagen serum.
Okay, I used both of those.
Oh, very good.
Mm-hmm. Can you use those together?
Sure. Again, you want to use the one that's slightly thinner first. Let it dry down. Then you can put the other one right on top, or do one during the day and one during at night.
Mm-hmm. Moisturizing, that's probably a big deal with skincare, isn't it? Any time of the year, huh?
Yes. You want to give your skin the ability to retain moisture so it can function at its peak for you and protect you. Create a good barrier.
I suspect that's with all different companies, that usually is probably one of the biggest selling SKUs are moisturizing products, yes?
Yeah, well, certainly hyaluronic acid is in our top 3 and has been forever. That's in part because of the price point. It's a good price point, but it also is very effective and helps all other products used on top work better because it just binds them better to the skin.
Well, all of your prices, compared to some of these, my God, you got to take out, some of these companies, you got to take out a second mortgage. They're so expensive. Why do they do that?
I don't know. They're missing the boat here. They could be selling at prices like we do and have a great business and just offer what's good for the skin, a good price. Because
when you compare and contrast, and you look at the ingredients, they're relatively the same ingredients. And you're saying, my God, this one product is like $25, $30 more. Big price differences. Mm-hmm. I don't quite get it. I don't get it. Is that just exploitation? Is that what that is?
I think it's marketing. The boxes, the packaging, the quality of the,
Yeah.
All that goes into it, yeah.
Do you attend these anti-aging shows? Do you ever go to those?
I've been to some over the years, yes, to learn more basically about skin and ingredients that are up and coming. So, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Let's go to Tampa, Florida. Riley, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on here.
Hi, good morning.
How are you today?
Oh, not too bad. Thank you for asking.
Good, of course. So, this is tomorrow I'll talk more about this new study on the fattest cities in America. Which one of the four that I mentioned, was it San Francisco, Seattle, McAllen, Texas, or Shreveport, Louisiana, is the dubious distinction of being the fattest city in America? What do you think?
I believe it's Shreveport.
Not a bad guess. Shreveport's number 2.
Oh boy, okay.
Okay.
No,
I'm sorry, but
that's okay.
But good guess. Don't let that discourage you from calling me again, okay?
No problem. Can I ask the lady a quick question?
Sure.
Okay, I wanted to try to use your products for like firming, elasticity, like especially with my mom and so forth. Should she use DMAE or the hyaluronic for firming?
For firming? What good products for firming?
Firming would be, you're right, it's DMAE concentrate would be firming. That is clinically, there's a lot of good studies behind DMAE proving that it does help to firm and tighten the skin.
So try that.
Great.
You'll find, go to their website, check it out.
Okay. I will.
Thank you very much, Riley. Let's go to Tampa, Florida. Dan, what's the fattest city in America, man?
McAllen, Texas.
It is. McAllen, Texas came in at number 1. Shreveport at number 2. Memphis, Tennessee at number 3. Jackson, Mississippi at number 4. Mobile, Alabama, number 5. They're all in the South, man. All of them. That's not an accident. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Congratulations. You won a $25 supplement gift card, Daniel.
All righty. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Nancy, thank you for all of your insight, your expertise, and being patient with my questions.
My pleasure.
And give my best to everybody at Reviva Labs.
I will, and happy spring.
Thank you. Thank you. Same to you. Celebrate spring, or spring forward, spring up, spring out, whatever. Change of seasons, hopeful, beauty, and all that. Your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you. I'll see you tomorrow.